Okay, this is the very first topic of class 12th physics, CBSE physics. So first thing today I will talk about at charge, methods of charging, and maybe Coulomb's law. First of all, as you all know that everything is neutral. Everything is neutral. Now, what do I mean to say by this word neutral? It means that there is equal positive and a negative charge. We know that everything is made up of atoms. Matter is made up of atoms. Matter is made up of atoms. This is very much known fact from many classes. Now we are studying this. You are studying from class 9th, maybe from class 8th also you studied at some places. Atom is basically, if we take a very simple known structure, then there is a nucleus in the atom where protons and neutrons stay there, and then there are orbits around a nucleus where we find electrons. These are electrons. This is nucleus. In the nucleus there are protons and neutrons, and around the nucleus there are electrons revolving around nucleus. Protons are considered positive charge, carrying positive charge, and electrons opposite to it considered to be negative charge. Please remember, this plus and minus has got nothing to do with mathematical operators plus and minus. Here they are just for the representation purpose. So now you can understand that every atom has got, for example, if you talk about let us say simple hydrogen is 1H1 in general. So 1H1, if we write in this way, you know very well this that this is generally known as atomic number. This is known as atomic number. Although you may be knowing about it, atomic number means number of protons, and this is mass number, means number of protons and neutrons. Every atom has equal number of protons and neutrons, electrons. equal number of protons and electrons. Protons are positively charged, electrons are negatively charged. So that is why equal number of protons and electrons makes atom neutral. Now what if the number of electrons and protons are not equal? So if number of protons and electrons are not equal in an atom, then that atom is considered to be charged. So if anyhow in an atom electrons are not exactly equal in number to protons, then atom here, then atom is considered to be charged. So now now when I said that there are equal number of protons and electrons in an atom, atoms are forming our matter. So if an atom loses an electron or if it gains an electron, please remember there is no exchange of protons in this process of charging. Okay, first of all, what is charging? I should talk about what is charging. Charging means simply we can say disturbing this balance of protons and electrons in an atom. Mean if there are equal number of protons and electrons, if anyhow we can increase or decrease the number of electrons, mean we can disturb this equality of protons and electrons. This method is known as charging, and there are basically three methods I will be discussing a little later, that there are three methods of charging. So every atom, as I said, is neutral because of number of electrons are equal to number of protons. So let us consider a very simple example. Let us say a substance, an atom X, has got n number of electrons, then n protons. A substance, or we can say even atom, an atom X, an atom of element X has got n number of electrons and n number of protons. An atom or okay, for now atom is fine. We can even write substance, not a problem, but okay, fine. I don't want to write it because maybe some of you will be confused that atom and substance is same thing. So an atom I am writing, okay, an atom of element, let us say X. Even we could write an atom X also. So there are n number of electrons, n number of protons, which makes it neutral. Please remember, charge can be only, our body can be only charged when number of protons, as I said, are not equal to number of electrons, and we can only transfer electrons. I'll explain this later, that why can't we increase the number of protons, or why can't we shift protons, because actually protons are in nucleus and it is very difficult to disturb the nucleus with simple techniques. We can only change nucleus with the help of nucleus processes. Nucleus processes are nuclear fission and fusion, and there are others as well. So we are not discussing it right now. So let us say if an electron, let an electron is taken away by any process. This process is actually process of charging. We will be doing this by friction, by conduction, or by induction. There are methods, three methods. Okay, and these are three methods. So let us say an electron is taken away by any process maybe friction, conduction, or induction. I will be discussing these processes after this. So if an electron is taken away, then there will be n minus 1 electrons, and there will be n number of protons, electrons and protons. Charge is due to electrons and protons. Each electron gives 1 unit charge, which is represented by E. Electrons is represented by E minus, because minus charge. Protons E plus, because, and they have equal charge. That equal charge is how much? That I will be telling later. It's a fixed value. Okay. So here, since an electron is taken away, so there is a negative charge, net negative charge equal to n minus 1 times charge on an electron, means E. Similarly, net positive charge equal to n E. This is negative, this is positive. We can easily understand that there is extra positive charge equal to E. This is, we can, if you want, we can write a plus here and E minus. Okay, although in magnitude E plus is equal to E minus. So in this case, body is said to be in deficit of 1 electron and also it is positively charged. If we take away n electrons, if n electrons are taken away, then body will lose an E negative charge, and it will be deficit of n electrons and a positive charge equal to any will appear on body. Similarly, if n electrons are brought to the body, then body it's body is said to have an excess electrons and also negatively charged. So if we talk about in nutshell, in simple words, and then if a body so excess electrons means negative charge, deficiency of electrons means positive charge. Deficiency of electrons means positive charge. So these are the main two things we need to remember apart from whatever I have taught. So I was talking about there are three methods of charging. So three methods of charging. Three methods of charging. Charging again means balance, disturbing the balance of number of protons and electrons. So I said there are three methods of charging. Number one, friction. Number two, conduction. Number three, induction. So as we can understand a little bit about the word friction, means when a body is rubbed against another one. In this process, some heat is generated. That heat causes the transfer of electrons from one body to another, and due to which one body becomes charged. One body, due to heat generated in frictional process, generated in friction, electrons from one body gets transferred to another body. So if a body, that means if a body loses n electrons, then another body gains those electrons. That is, one body becomes positively charged, and another becomes negative charged, negatively charged, and that too by equal amount of charge, and magnitude of charge will be same. Magnitude of charge will be same. So this is conduction. We can also talk about little bit more about magnitude of charge. We will be discussing a word every now and then. Now I have been telling it now here only, quantization. So I'll explain what is quantization. Quantization means, for example, if we talk about that how many students are there in the class, we will be always saying 1 student, 2 students, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or whatever. We will be always saying it that it will be a complete number. So number of students in a class will always be a complete number. We can never say, and we can never even think about it, that there are 3.5 students. Okay, so we can say this number of students. So this number is number of students, or the strength is always a multiple of 1. Similarly, charge is always multiple of charge on an electron. Charge on any body is multiple of E. Charge on any body is multiple of E. So this thing is known as quantization. Quantization means when there is a quantity, it is multiple of a very small quantity which cannot be further subdivided. A quantity is a multiple of very small part which is known as quanta also. So a quantity is multiple of very small part which cannot be further subdivided. So this property, wherever it exists, we say that this thing is quantized. So charge is always quantized. Charge is always quantized. So wherever charge exists, let us charge is quantized, since it is always in multiple of E, means electrons. So if we represent, I'll write it on the next page, quantization. So if we represent charge by Q, if we represent by Q, then this Q is always n times multiple of E. Why? Because if there are number of electrons, if there are n electrons given or taken, let us say n electrons are taken away, it means there is a positive charge equal to Ne. If electrons n are given to the body, then there is a negative charge equal to Ne, minus Ne. So a body has, if a body has n extra electrons, means minus Ne charge on the body. if a body has an deficiency of an electrons, if a body has deficiency of n electrons, then plus an E charge on the body. So simply again I'll explain the same thing. One electron means E charge. 2 electrons, 2E. 3 electrons, 3E charge. And similarly, if there are n electrons, it is equivalent to n E charge. If electrons are in excess, then body will be said to have negative charge. If electrons are in deficit of, if a body has deficiency of electrons, then it is said to have positive charge. Okay, in the previous I was talking about methods of charging. So now friction I had explained, now I will talk about conduction. The second method of charging, okay, first I revised a little bit. Now friction, I'll tell little more again. What happened in friction? This developed this in the friction, two bodies were rubbed against each other. One body lost electrons, another body gained electrons. So there will be two bodies become charged, and if you remember right, I mean just a little bit back I told, they become charged and they become charged in opposite. That means one body becomes positively charged, another body becomes negative charged. So I should write here, two bodies becomes charged, one is always positive and another negative, always. And also both will have equal magnitude of charge. Now this was friction. Second thing, now conduction. In conduction, in this process, if a body is brought in direct contact of another body, then charge is shared. This method is charging by conduction. Actually, I should add one word here. If a charged body is brought in direct contact of another, here we can, to simplify the process, uncharged body, then the charge is shared. In this process, with the example, let us say this is a body where there is a deficiency of electrons, so this is positively charged, this body got positively charged, and there is another body. This is neutral, means there are equal number of protons and electrons. If these two bodies are connected with the help of a conducting wire, let us say they are connected or they are brought in contact, in direct contact also. Okay. Let us say they are, this was positively charged and this another body which was uncharged, this is brought in direct contact. Then what will happen? Positive charge means that there is a deficiency of electrons. There is a deficiency of electrons. Please don't think that the positive charge will be transferring from this body to this body. Actually, what will happen? Negative charge or the electrons from this body, electrons from uncharged body will transfer to charged body.